Hello everyone, I'm Chris Hernandez and this is the Weekly Report, a look at news from the city of Kansas City, Missouri. City leaders gathered this week at the Kansas City Museum to celebrate the start of construction to restore and renovate Corinthian Hall. It's one of the first projects to launch using GoKC funding as approved by voters earlier this year.
With the support of our residents, and I want to take this opportunity to thank the residents of Kansas City, Missouri for their vote in support of this effort in April of 2017. We needed 57%. This particular question got 67%. So this tells you that when you present a good argument to the residents of Kansas City, they will be supportive of it, and they support the idea of restoring this grand old building into the new Kansas City Museum. So we had universal support throughout the city.
In addition to GoKC funding, this project will use private fundraising and the museum levy. Honorary chairpersons of the private fundraising campaign were invited to choose a museum artifact as a memento and to then sign a plaque to be displayed permanently in the museum.
They didn't tell Henry there was a blank check.
The Kansas City Museum Foundation has launched a fundraising initiative and a capital campaign called Making a Museum KC. For more information, please visit kcmo.gov. The preliminary design for the new single terminal was unveiled by the Edgemore infrastructure team at last week's council business session. It keeps the terminal's current conveniences while adding even more. Features include close-in parking, two-level curbside pickup and drop-off, and larger waiting areas at the gates. The design team will hold open houses for residents to provide feedback and input on the terminal design in November and December. There will be a public vote on November 7th asking voters to approve moving forward on the KCI new single terminal. Financing for the new terminal will be paid back from airport revenues, and the city will continue to own and operate the airport. More information about the project is available on the city's website at kcmo.gov/newkci. The Kansas City Streetcar is looking for talented local musicians to entertain riders during the holiday season. In partnership with Visit KC's Downtown Dazzle experience, local musicians will get the chance to perform in a very unique setting and to engage with their audiences in a whole new way on board the streetcar as it winds its way through the downtown holiday hustle and bustle. Applications are due on October 20th, with the performances starting the week of November 27th. So if you know any local musicians who'd be interested in this, please let them know to apply at kcstreetcar.org. Now let's take a look at some videos from various city departments.
It will affect a lot my game because, as a soccer player, we run a lot and we need to stay hydrated like every day, all day. So I can imagine a day without water for sure. No, it's not possible.
No, I can't imagine a day without water. Water for me is very important. It keeps me hydrated for practice, lets me take a shower. Water is something I need every day.
KC Streetcar.
Wow, is that the Sprint Center?
This is the streetcar to River Market.
Grandpa, would you take me to the library?
Okay, we're headed over to that gallery in the crossroads.
Next stop, Power Inlet. Thank you for riding KC Streetcar.
the middle of the instrument processing, or other people refer to it as the sterile processing department. And as you can see, with all the equipment and machines here, we rely on water and steam to sterilize and process all the literally thousands of pieces of equipment and instruments we use every single day within surgery and the entire medical center.
One thing that would be a huge impact is not being able to wash your hands. And washing hands is the #1 thing that keeps infections down. The other thing we use water a lot in the hospital for is dialysis patients. So you don't think about it, but your dialysis patients that we have several a day that are dialyzing for life, and if you don't have water, you can't dialyze them.
It takes steam to process even the heat in the building and things like that, so I would be concerned about how we would maintain temperatures of heat in the middle of winter without steam.
We would have to go into emergency preparedness without water. So no, we'd have to shutter our doors and look at alternatives to move our patients to other locations. It would be devastating.
The Folly Jazz Series kicks off on October 28th with the performance by Lee Ritenour here at the Folly Theater, Kansas City's oldest theater. Today we are talking to the Folly's Executive Director, Gail Tallis. Gail, thank you for having us here.
Thank you, Consuelo. Happy to be here.
And you were going to tell us more about the Jazz Series and about a lot of the exciting things that are happening with the Jazz Series and a unique collaboration and everything that's happening here.
Absolutely. We do have a lot going on, certainly. This is the 35th anniversary of the Follies Jazz Series, and so we're very excited this year to celebrate it with a lot of great performances. As you mentioned, we have October 28th with Lee Ritenour. That's the opening concert. We also have performances by Spanish Harlem Orchestra, and they will be doing Salsa Navidad. And then we also have SF Jazz Collective, Cyril Amy. We have a lot of great shows this year, and it's a very celebratory season, so we hope everybody will enjoy it.
Now, the Folly Jazz Series has had a history of bringing different performers at different stages in their careers, like Alice Marcellus, who's the patriarch of the Marcellus family, and then you have, before he was even on the Stephen Colbert Show, John Baptiste. So it's such a great way to get an idea of what's out there and what's been out there. So, and they come to Kansas City, which is so exciting.
They do. We have had so many incredible performances through the years. We have had John Baptiste, as you mentioned, and he was one of the most electric performers you would ever want to see. He came out into the audience with his harmonica board, and everybody kind of joined him, and we just had a lot of fun with him. And now, of course, you can't touch him because he's on the Stephen Colbert Show. Also, one of our spotlight performances was Esperanza Spalding, who, of course, everybody knows. She's performed with so many different people now. And we've had the pros like Alice Marcellus, Chick Corea, Sonny Rollins. We've also had a lot of Kansas City's great performers like Kevin Mahogany, Karen Allison, Jay McShann, Marilyn May has performed here. So we've been very fortunate through the years to have all of these incredible artists perform. Too many to mention, unfortunately. Kurt Elling. And we're already starting to line up our season for next year, as a matter of fact, 2018-19. So we'll see what comes from that.
Well, you mentioned kind of the younger generation of jazz performers, but you're also collaborating with a younger generation of visual artists with the Art Institute. Can you tell us about that unique collaboration that you have with the Jazz Series and the students from the Art Institute?
We are collaborating with the Art Institute, and it's a wonderful collaboration. It's one of the favorite things that I do all year, and I absolutely love it because the students' passion comes through in this project and their artistry, of course. We've been doing it for 9 years. And each year I'm able to give the students a tour of the Folly Theater. Most of them have never been here, so they get a tour, they hear about the history, the ghost stories, the various performers that have been on stage here, including people like Gypsy Rose Lee and the Marx Brothers. And then they go back and they research the jazz performers, and they come up with these incredible posters for us that we get to exhibit throughout the year. We have to unfortunately choose a few that we focus on, and that's the hardest part of it. We have a great panel of judges for this that we pull together, and they're all either artists, printers, or design people themselves. And so the teachers at the Art Institute have been so supportive of this project, and it's just really wonderful to see what they come up with each year.
And the students get the opportunity to meet the artists that they're doing
They
the
do. Thank
posters
you.
about. Correct?
Yes, one of the really fun things is that we invite the students to come because we are trying to draw a younger generation to our jazz performances because they're such great performances. And musically, we know the improv piece sort of is similar to what the artists go through with their own artistry. So we invite them to come to a performance, bring their friends, bring their family. We announce them from the stage and talk about them a little bit in the program. And then afterwards, we have them meet the performer and get their poster signed by the performer. And many times the performer will actually say, you know, I'd like your information because I love this poster. I'd like to use you for an album cover or something in the future. Arturo Sandoval actually walked out the door. He was stealing one year. So they love what these students do as well because they don't see anything like it anywhere else where they perform.
So these posters are kind of like Kansas City ambassadors.
They are. They are, absolutely. Yes.
So if folks want to find out more about everything that's happening at the Folly, where would they go?
They can go to our website at follytheater.org or call our phone number at 816-842-5500.
All right, Gail. Well, thank you so much for sharing this information in your beautiful home.
Thank you, Consuelo. It's been a great pleasure. Thank you.
The Neighborhood Tourist Development Fund supports local nonprofits that bring cultural, social, educational, and recreational activities to our area. To learn about additional upcoming events, visit kcmo.gov/ntdf.
There would be no nature to retreat to. There'd be no swimming. Without water, our natural places would be severely degraded. Heartland Conservation Alliance works to protect natural places such as the Blue River right behind me. When I picture a day without water, I picture, polluted streams devoid of fish and birds. And I also picture being surrounded by unpotable sources of water. The Blue River is a community asset in Kansas City where anyone can go to enjoy, recreate, and relax. It's also habitat to fish, plants, and wildlife. And without water in the river and other rivers, we wouldn't be able to fish, we wouldn't be able to skip rocks or enjoy natural areas.
Now, having a budget for your money is pretty important, and it's also important to set priorities. The city budget works the same way. The City Council invites you to provide input at one of the annual resident work sessions. You can hear a presentation on how the city gathers information about your concerns using the city satisfaction surveys. Now, when you attend these sessions, you get to roll up your sleeves and work with city staff on developing your priorities and providing input to the City Council. Your feedback will be used to finalize the 5-year citywide business plan, which must be adopted by November 1st. The final 2 meetings are Wednesday, October 18th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Bruce R. Watkins Cultural Center. That's at 3700 Blue Parkway. There's another session on Thursday, October 19th from noon to 2 p.m. at the Kansas City Health Department Multipurpose Room located at 2400 Troost Avenue. It's starting to feel like fall, and that means it will soon be time to rake leaves. Curbside leaf and brush collection starts in the South Zone the week of October 23rd, followed by Central Collection the week of October 30th. Northland pickup takes place the week of November 13th. Remember, you may leave up to 20 bags or bundles of leaves and brush on your curb on your regular trash pickup day. The city's leaf and brush drop-off sites are also now open. The sites are located at 11660 North Main, 1815 North Choteau Trafficway, and 10301 Raytown Road. Drop-off is free for residents on Saturdays with identification. For more information about leaf and brush, visit kcmo.gov and search leaf and brush. And remember, don't push your leaves into the storm sewers. That can clog up or damage pipes, and it sometimes causes backups into basements on your block. That does it for this edition of the Weekly Report. To view this program again or other Channel 2 videos, go to kcmo.gov and search Channel 2. That page has a link to our YouTube channel, and all of our great programs are there for you to view on demand. I'm Chris Hernandez. Thanks for watching.